And good Wednesday morning, and welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host. And today we have with us David Jones, who is with the Master's Choice Insurance. He's over in our Palmetto Networking chapter over in the Florence market, or PD market, and we're going to be getting him on here in just a moment. We want to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group. They want to be your trusted choice. You can reach them at 843-492-5422, or you can reach them online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. Don't forget to give StreamYard your permission so we can see your comments from Facebook. You can do that by going to streamyard.com/Facebook. And if you have any questions for today's guest or for GBN, just make sure you ask them in the comments, and we'll do our best to get those on air. Stick with us. GBN Live starts in just a moment. All right, welcome back to GBN Live. Here's David. There's David. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? Oh, David lost us, I think. There he goes. Now I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, I think we lost him for just a moment. We'll get him on here in just a second as he tries that. But David is with the Master's Choice Insurance over in our Palmetto Networking chapter. And he is an insurance agent focusing primarily on health insurance. Can you hear me now, David? Nope, I guess he can't. I can hear you, David. Gotta love technology, folks, right? Tommy, I think he's typing a message to you in the comments.
I lost sound, I cannot hear.
Yeah, I can hear him okay.
I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I've lost all sound. I apologize. Let me do this audio.
Guys, stick with us. We'll get him to work here in just a moment.
Here we go. I'll just take you off a headset. That way. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. Well, hello, David. Gotta love that technical issues, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It was working fine just a minute ago.
I know it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your family, and that kind of stuff.
Born and raised in Gastonia, North Carolina. Lived most of my life in North Carolina. Paramedic. I'm still paramedic. I've been doing it for 42 years now. I still volunteer part-time, but I started my insurance practice in 2000. Worked across different parts of North Carolina and a couple other states for a couple companies, and living here in Florence since 08, and married. We got 4 children. 2 of them still live in Wilmington. Daughters there are married with children. I've got one daughter here in Columbia that's married with and hadn't had any children yet, and I've got one son that still at home. They'll be finishing up college here pretty soon, and it'll be an empty nest.
I understand. I got a daughter that's getting ready to go to college in the fall myself. So tell us a little bit about the Master's Choice Insurance and how the company got started and a little history about them.
Well, actually the first year I was with a captive company in 2000, and I realized when I started looking around that in the independent market, there was just so much more available, so many options. And then I realized that if one company had one product that worked for everybody, there would only be one company. So right. I went to independent in 2001. That's really when Master's Choice really got started well. And then from then on, I've never looked back. It's just, this is actually our ministry. That's where the Master's Choice comes from. This is how we serve, just giving back, doing what we can, make sure our clients come first. That's really what's been our success. It's just nothing but just pure put the client first regardless, period, always. And it's just, God's honored that.
Yeah, and that's awesome to hear because so many companies don't do that these days.
Oh, it's scary.
It really is, and that goes from any business. It's not just one type of. I mean, even restaurants you go into these days, and you don't get the service you used to.
Yep.
Yeah. So you specialize primarily in health insurance. I know you do some financial planning and stuff as well, but let's
Mhm.
start with the health side of things. Can you talk about some of the products that you offer, such as individual health? I know that you even work with Medicare patients, and then one that a lot of people I don't think understand until they need it, and that's the life and disability insurance.
Mhm. Yeah, we do all lines. We do individual, group, corporate. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the ACA is a big part of our practice. The Obamacare, or whatever term everybody wants to use for it. But it's there's a lot of folks out there that just get a lot of bad advice. They just don't know how to work the system. So that's where we've mastered that system, and how to use the tax credits and how to follow the guidelines to get people coverage that a lot of folks just turn their back on them. But
Hmm.
we do, like I said, the individual health, and then corporations. There's a lot of options for companies for group health that they don't know about. What I've discovered over the past 4 decades, is 2 decades on healthcare, is uh, agents tend to just migrate toward what pays the most.
Mm.
A lot of the plans that we offer, most most business owners had never heard of, because it's 3 times the work and half the commission on my end. So because of that, most agents will not do it, and that's sad, but that's just a truth reality. But what I get in return is a good, long, loyal customer base, because if you do what's right and you continue to do that, you about can't make them leave when you want to.
That's
um,
right. Yeah.
but that is a huge part. I mean, of course, the other part entails all the supplementals, the dental and the vision. This year, we did get invited. Everybody's heard of Physicians Mutual. They've been a TV icon forever, and you had to buy everything through their TV ads. But they went to the broker market this year. They realized how valuable
Oh,
brokers are, and we were invited for North and South Carolina to be their a direct broker for them. So that's been well, because I love that plan. Switched myself, my family, all of our staff. I mean, it's awesome. Um, but you get into life, and that we life insurance is a good part of this as well. The thing about life insurance is I do a little bit differently than most practices. Everybody will throw a low price at you. Here, come do this, and then go through all the paperwork, and then come back later and explain, well, yeah, it costs 10 times what I told you because you had a pimple when you were 9. Um, so what we do is a little bit backwards. I do an assessment up front so that I get a rating. So when I give a client a quote, that is the quote. There's not the games that come on the back side of it, like you say on these TV and radio commercials. Um, and also, we do it differently. This week, I've had two that I just turned. See, life insurance is a great tool, but it's a tool. It's like the tools in a toolbox.
right.
And the first question I want to know is, what are you trying to do? Is it, you got a young family, mortgages, colleges, uh, debt, income replacement, stuff like that, or is it just burial, or is it, we do a lot of estate planning type, you know, there's some very complicated, complex tax things you can do with life insurance. So it's a tool. I find out what do you want to do, and then go find the right tool to fix it. And same thing with disability. A lot of people gloss past disability coverage, and they don't really. I ask the question, and I'll ask it right here to the audience. What is the largest asset that you have right now? And 99 times out of 100, they're going to go, oh, it's my house.
Right.
It's your paycheck. So
Yeah.
what happens when you can't work, when you cannot go back to that job and work? You've got to have something to replace that income. Um, Obviously, life insurance would cover that in a death, but
Right.
yeah, a lot more people end up sick and hurt than dying at that age. So it's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. And you're right. It's easy to think about it when you need it. It's
Mhm.
hard to think about it before you need it,
Yep.
and that's interesting. You said something just a moment ago that kind of sparked a memory of mine. And you said that a lot of agents don't want to deal with that type of insurance because it's 3 times the work and half the commission. But
Mhm.
that goes a long way because 100 years ago I heard Sam Walton before
Mhm.
that company got corrupt. And yes, I said that.
Mhm.
But
Amen.
he said he would rather make $1 off of 100 people than $100 off of one person, because if
Mhm.
you make that one person mad, then you've lost 100% of your business. If you
Mhm.
make the one person out of 100 mad, then you got 99 that can help replace that person, and you're not going to go out of business. So
Exactly.
I'm the same way. I'd rather make a couple dollars, off people and have a lot more clients than have one or two that. Of course, when you have the 100 clients, you can also get them to refer you out too. So that makes a big difference. So
Yep.
yeah. So you mentioned group insurance just a moment ago. Let's talk about what you can do to help people to provide benefits for their employees, especially the small businesses. As you know, most people in GBN are small business owners or
Mhm.
work for small businesses. So if you will, share that a little bit with us.
Well, there's, like I said, there are different types of programs and products out there that are available to be able to provide a group. The key with benefits right now is recruiting and retention. Um,
Right.
without it, you're just a ship with no engine in the water. I mean, you're still. But we work with people to make that available on a very affordable scenario. And then right now, our large push is the wellness program that we're working with small business, well, all size businesses. Um, but this thing is incredible using, you remember when Pelosi said, let's pass it and see what's in it back when the ACA got passed? We're still finding stuff in that bill. I read all 2,700 pages of that bill. I didn't see this until this past year, but with this program, ACA, which is all run by CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, they dictate everything. Well, they finally, after decades of us begging them to look at it, they realize it's cheaper to keep people healthy than to pay for it when it's too far gone. So
Absolutely.
the to pay for programs to deal with that. And that's one of the things we're doing right now with a lot of corporations to get them this wellness program that gets their people mentally, physically, financially. They have unlimited resources for counseling and for help. It includes $100,000 guaranteed issue equity index life product that becomes a retirement tool. And the beauty of it is because of this, the ACA law and some IRS, IRC code, um, 213 in particular, it is zero cost to the employee. It's net zero taxes that they were going to send to Washington. Taxes pay for the program,
Hmm.
and they get all the benefits. Now the employer benefits three different ways. One, their their FICA tax savings is $300 to $700, per year per employee. That's just cash that's back in their till just to let them do it. And then now it's not immediate, but over the following year, because of the success of the wellness program, it lowers their health insurance premiums because of lower claims, and that also extrapolates over into their workers' comp because there's less claims for that, and they get discounts and stuff based on that when their mod rates change. So it's win. I mean, there's no negative part to it, and I've torn it apart trying to find something negative about it, but it's not. So whoever put that part in the ACA bill, thank you, because you did the country a good job, and now employers across the nation are really taking advantage of this, and it's taking it by storm.
Yeah, that sounds like a great addition to some employee benefits.
Oh, it's changing the market because when you got this, I mean, if you got blue collar workers and down the street, just to listen, hey man, if you'll come to work for me, I'll give you an extra dollar an hour. And
Yeah.
I say, well, yeah, okay. Well, what am I going to lose that retirement in that life insurance plan I got? Because it's guaranteed issue. Even people with health problems don't even have to answer health questions. I get it, but they're like, what? How much is the life insurance that you're going to be? It's not work life insurance that everybody's this worthless. It's a permanent policy that leaves with them and doesn't change premiums. So it's not like the work plans that say, oh, it's portable. No, they're not, because you're paying $9 a week for it, but when you leave, it's going to be
Right.
$900 a month. So that's
Exactly.
not portable. This is 100% portable, and the cash that it builds up is available for loans to pay for thing, and even has living benefits to pay for rehab, um, medical care, things like that. If you're out of work or whatever, even cash to borrow out and use while you're not able to work. It's kind of like a mini disability policy. So
Hmm.
I'm telling you, this is a game changer in the benefits market, but it is a massive tool for recruiting and retention, because that person will say, "Well, if you don't have that, I think I'm gonna stay over here."
Yeah.
Or if you offer that and they don't, "Oh, really? Can
Yeah.
I start? Can I start in the morning?"
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, well,
a
that
lot of
sounds
that.
interesting. Well, hey, folks, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about some health benefit packages and things like that with David, and what he can do to help you and your small business a little bit more. Stick with us, GBN Live. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group, because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. And good Wednesday morning. Welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Gartner, your host. Today we have with us David Jones, who is with the Master's Choice Insurance over in our PD area and our Palmetto Networking chapter. And we're going to get with him in just a moment. We want to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group, who have offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. You can reach them at 843-492-5422 or online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. Also, if you have any questions for today's guest, make sure you put them in the comments, and we'll be glad to get those on air. You can give the permission by going to StreamYard.com/Facebook. All right, David, we started talking about these managed benefits. Are there any type of programs that that are in place to where it would create like a health savings account or anything like that?
Yeah, there's getting to be more of a understanding of the HSA plans. A lot of people kind of interchange the term HSA account, thinking that's the insurance. That's the bank account that runs the monies through that pay to get you the tax deductions. But to get an HSA account, you have to have an HSA eligible insurance plan, which is basically a high deductible plan. Those numbers change each year as far as what that minimum deductible is, but those work well, especially if you really understand your insurance, because basically you have to pay every expense at the negotiated fees, not full price, but at the negotiated fees until you meet that deductible, and then it's done. You're done for the year.
Gotcha.
there's actually one version of that through the ACA plan that works similar as well. But if you understand that you're going to be on the hook for that bill, those work well in two scenarios. One, you might see a doctor twice a year or twice, in your lifetime or something like that, because you're not really going to have claims. Well, why would you want to pay more premiums to get a plan that would cover copays?
Right.
The other is for someone who has health problems that's going to be using, for a fact you're going to meet your out-of-pocket max. Well, then get the lowest premium, get the lowest out-of-pocket max for that plan, and take the tax benefits for doing that. But the HSA money, you don't have to claim it on your taxes right now for the deduction. You can let that build, and then the interest that it builds up to, it basically becomes like a Roth IRA on steroids, that at retirement that you can use it at that point in time. You don't have to take it right then like a lot of people think.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard it put that way. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's available.
So I know that a lot of businesses hate paying this, but it's so important. But let's talk about workers' comp and then even commercial vehicle insurance. A lot of people don't understand that, and something I've learned recently as well is they don't understand that they could carry additional insurance if a employee uses their personal vehicle.
That's the key one. Now, the workers' comp is it's basically if you got 4 or more people, including part-time, you're required to have it. Below that, it's optional. The key there is talking about the shopping that we talked about earlier. There's 1,000 carriers out there with 1,000 different prices. So you really need a good independent agent that will shop every single carrier and know which carriers will take a certain risk and which ones won't at the best price. The commercial insurance, matter of fact, I had one, very recently, hired them to do some work and ask them, I always ask anybody, who'd you carry or whatever. And they were just using their vehicle with one of the major carriers out here with not as a commercial vehicle. I'm like, you realize that if you have an auto accident, you're done, because they're going to send you a letter that says, oh, well, you didn't tell us you was a commercial, so we're not paying the claim. Which leads to this is critical. The gig economy, everybody out here is delivering groceries and doing Ubers and Lyfts and all this, stuff with their cars. Used to be a lot of realtors. Most realtors don't transport people anymore. They just meet them there. But back in the day when you used to ride around all day with them, they don't understand if that's not under either. Some policies will let you add that on as a rider and charge you a little extra for it, but it would cover you. But we had a client recently that was doing Instacart, delivering groceries, had an accident, totaled a car. Their insurance claim was denied because, well, at this one, they claimed that they hadn't told them, but they had called and told them. We had notified them that it was that. And then when they got the phone call and all the proof that it was, they went back and paid the claim. But had that not been there, that proof that they were notified, they were out the complete claim, even the liability part. And you've got to work with your agent. You've got to be upfront and honest with the agent. You can't conceal. You're only going to hurt yourself down the road. So make sure
that's exactly
when
right.
you're doing that, give them all the information. And it's up to the agent too to dig that out of you a little bit as well. You're supposed to ask the question, but
Right.
but
Well, and you
gotta be
mentioned a great point there that by going with that independent agent, you do have all those products to shop from. You're not limited to what just one carrier has. And so you can even mix and match, and that even goes with company and employee benefits. You can have different companies that have better products, so you can create a better package for that company. So when you do that, how easy is it to add benefits to an employee package if something new comes out like the one that you were speaking about just a moment ago?
That's the key, is just having that available so you can go out here and speak with them, educate them, do it. Maybe an extra bill or invoice or check each month, but you can matter of fact that I've got a lot of commercial clients that still have their like home and auto with one of the big the captive carriers. And I mean, it's not bad. There's no bad company, or I guess per se, out there. I mean, it's just different business model. Captive means you're stuck with that one company.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
good agents and stuff, but sometimes people need to shop around to get the best deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know you that I saw on your website you offer a referral program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's actually what built our practice. I mean, this is the closest to advertising that you've ever seen from me. The service itself generates, referrals. They want to talk to their friends and stuff like that, but we enhance it. And I share this with everybody because I think it works. But we have a $500 cash drawing every quarter, and any of our clients that refer business to us, they're entered in that drawing. Matter of fact, we got one today. We got somebody getting a check today.
There you go.
But there's certain policies that we can do this with and certain not, but the ones that we can, if they actually become a client, they'll actually get a $25 Amazon gift card for the referral.
Nice.
And just that, that little extra push is all it takes to get people to do a little bit of help to refer to family and friends. And of course, the key is to ask. We consistently ask for the referral, just like as our GBN group. Even showing up at the meetings, you still have to speak to each individual person, talk to them, ask them, what can I do for you? Is there anything that you can help me with? And in our small group, we've done a lot of business so far together as team members.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, guys, David had a lot of great information today, and I'm sure if you have questions, he'll be happy to answer them. So if we need to get in touch with him, you can reach him at 843-624-6033. That's 843-624-6033. Or you can visit his website at themasterschoice.org. That's themasterschoice.org. David, I appreciate you joining us today, but before we go, can you tell us what referral networking, we touched on it, but what does referral networking mean to you, and specifically why you enjoy GBN?
Well, it's just the environment. I've done a couple others over the years and stuff like that. Great group of people. Like I said, the GBN motto, friends first, business second, and made some great friendships. Got to learn a lot about other people, and in that process, like I said, there's just the short time of several months that I've been there, not even a year yet, that we've done a lot of business with other members, and they've done business with us. And I look for it to continue. But it's just a good environment to do it, have a good fun, have good food, and get the word out.
That's right. Well, David, thank you again. And guys, stick with us because after this commercial break, we're going to have Tim Gould with Wired Electric, and he's going to be our next guest, and he's coming up here in just a moment. So stick with us. Remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. Take care.
Hi, I'm Jess the San. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. All right, guys, welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and today we have with us Tim Gould. Is that right?
Yes,
Gould?
Yes, sir.
With Wired Electric. There he is. And we're going to talk to him about some great electrical stuff and some of the services they provide and some interesting things that you need to know about electricity. So he's going to come on in just a moment. We want to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group. They have offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. They want to be your trusted choice, and you can reach them at 843-492-5422 or online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. If you have any questions for today's guest or for GBN, you can ask them in your comments, but make sure you give us permission by going to streamyard.com/Facebook, and we'll try our best to get those on air. So, Tim, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you, Todd.
I love your shirt, man. That's just like
thank you.
Boom.
Yeah, cool ideas marketing.
Yeah, well, you
great.
can't beat Brian over there, that's for sure.
No.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your family, that kind of stuff.
Born and raised in New England. Grew up in Massachusetts, moved my way up to New Hampshire, up to Maine, where then I made a family. I got 3 kids, and that's where I started my company. I started back in 2001 up in New Hampshire and brought the company into Maine, and then down here in 2019.
Yeah. What part of Mass did you live in?
I was in the North Shore. I grew up in Peabody, Salem.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people know where Salem is, the Witches.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
I never fly into Boston. Hate it. I fly into Providence and drive over to Boston.
Yeah. Same here.
Logan's the worst airport there can be.
Yeah. When we first moved here, there was one in New Hampshire that came directly to here.
Yeah,
Allegiant flew direct.
Yeah.
We were like, this is awesome, and then now they don't.
Yeah, no, and they're still in business, but they've cut a lot of their flights. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But anyway, well, tell us about Wired Electric and how your company got started and a little bit about you.
So I've been doing this for 23 years now. I grew up in a family of carpenters, and that just wasn't my cup of tea. So I tried becoming an electrician and fell in love with it from day one. So I started out on my own after about 10 years of working for somebody as a different name, Gould Electric.
Mm-hmm.
And things were great. Over years, I tried partnering with a buddy up north, and then that just wasn't, partnership's a little tough. So I started Wired technically in about 2017. I had a small crew up in New Hampshire, and then one of my coworkers was from Calabash down here.
Oh, nice.
His wife wanted warmer weather. My wife wanted warmer weather. So we made it happen. So 2019, we decided to make the move and brought Wired down here.
Yeah. So you offer residential and commercial electric services. And that can be anything from a light switch, an outlet that needs to be switched out. But we're going to talk about some generators and stuff too. But just tell us about the difference and how your company is set up dealing with residential and commercial clients.
So commercial is set a little bit different down here. So we do residential. We do commercial. We don't do new construction, which a lot of people down here will call commercial.
Right.
So we're set up for service work, whether that is a commercial building, a restaurant, a store in the mall, maintenance companies. We do a lot of work for them, whether it's in commercial or a condo or single family home. So that's how we're set up for the smaller jobs to go in and build our customer service. And
Sure. So now you say you don't do new construction, but if it's, say, an existing building that's switching from one type of business to another, you can go in there and rewire to fit their needs, because we do see a lot of that here too.
Yeah, I love remodels.
Right.
Not everybody can work with existing stuff. A lot of people just can't. So we're great at remodels. Even if it's a kitchen remodel, it's a whole house remodel, anything like that. We love that. Or a residence that's turning into a commercial place. Again, we'll do something like that.
Yeah, I was telling a friend of mine about you this morning, Curtis. I see you out there. He woke up, I believe it was yesterday morning or the morning before, and had no electricity. And he was like, what in the world? So he went to check the breaker box, and it's a very old wiring, but his breaker was completely fried the wires, everything.
Oh, Curtis.
Yeah, you know Curtis?
Yep.
Yeah, Curtis Owens. Yep. You saw it too?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I sure did.
So I told him to give you a call. I don't know if he did, but he's a busy guy. But he's lucky his house didn't burn down.
I know. I know. I think that was one of his disconnects on the outside. But still, it had a good life. It was 30 or 40 years old or something, he had said. It's had a good life.
Yeah. Of course, Curtis probably did something to screw it up, but knowing Curtis, right, buddy? I've known him for a long time. So he used to stand on the side of the road and wave at me when I rode by in the ambulance.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, he was like about that high.
Yeah, he's a local.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah. So, so let's go into generators. These are first of all, I think they're getting more popular, which is good. But you can actually take an existing structure and add a backup generator to it. You can do it from new construction and things like that. But they range in a lot of different things, to where you can do the entire house, or you can even do just certain appliances or whatever that are going to be, needed more in a power outage or whatever. But can you tell us a little bit about those and how that works?
Absolutely. So we're Generac certified, which means we can install them, we can start them up, we can sell them, we can maintenance them. We can do anything from a small generator. Some people just want to pull out a little portable thing that they buy at Costco or something like that, for when we lose power. Those are limited to how much power they can put in there. Usually those will just do a refrigerator, a couple lights, stuff like that. And then Generac goes to fit anybody's budget or needs. Again, some people want it where it starts up automatically, so you don't have to worry about it if you're on vacation. It will just start up by itself. And they run smaller ones to whole big ones of Generac. Same thing, automatic startup. You have to do absolutely nothing with it except get the oil change once a year. And then those can do the whole house, the AC. It just depends on what the customer's wants and needs are.
So is that something that needs to be serviced regularly? Or is that something that, I don't know.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It's got oil in it. So just like your car, it needs an oil change once a year.
Okay.
Generac recommends an oil change, an air filter, and a new spark plug once a year. And then they're also, most of them now hook up to the Wi-Fi, so it will tell you when you need maintenance. So you don't have to do anything. You get an alert on your phone, call Wired for an oil change, and it's a done deal.
It's crazy how technology has changed, because I just bought a new car, and I referee volleyball for volleyball tournaments, and I was climbing up on the stand to ref the volleyball, and I got a notice on my phone that said my car was running and the door was unlocked. And I'm like, you can't even hardly hear the car run, but I'm like, are you kidding me? So I was able to hit a button, it turned the car off and locked the doors for me, and I didn't even have to go back out in the parking lot.
Did you hit like the button in your remote or something?
On my phone. No, on my phone. I did it on my phone, on the app on the phone.
Oh, shoot.
It's crazy. I'm telling you, and a lot of times I forget to lock the doors, and it'll tell me to lock the doors. I just hit a button and it locks them.
Right.
So
we grew up with the carburetor cars where you got to pump the gas 3 times. So now,
exactly.
Push button now on your phone.
and a lot of times it didn't start when you had to push on the gas pedal. That's funny. So, so I gotta talk about this, because a lot of people think my new car is electric, and it's not. It is a hybrid, but it's not electric. Are you getting calls to put in these, what do they call them, EV charging stations, or I guess that's electrical vehicle?
Yeah. The government's really trying to push electric here. A lot of states have started trying to even push gas out of fossil fuels, out of homes. So eventually that's going to be a thing of the future. We do a decent amount of EV chargers. We install them inside the garages, outside. Some people want them next to their driveway. Again, it's all about convenience and how you want to plug it in and plug it out. But we do average a couple calls a week for that. Sandy Cooper's got some decent rebates right now too that helps with either purchasing it or paying us to go and install it. So they're not as expensive as a lot of people think to get the charger and all that stuff.
So is that just like simply replacing an outlet with a different type of charging port, or is that running a whole new line from the whole new line, dedicated line for that?
Yeah, car charger uses about as much as your electric stove or your AC. So it does need a whole new line just from the panel. Most of our services here, newer ones, are 200 amps and they have enough power in them to run those. But they do need their own 50 amp worth of power to run that.
So is that still like considered like 110, or is that 220?
No, it's
or
220.
It is 220. So
220
like
volts.
a hot tub line.
Yeah, exactly. Same exact size as a hot tub.
Yeah.
And then some of them are plug-in, so sometimes we just put an outlet. Some of the chargers plug into a range outlet. Then some of them get hardwired. And then they've got options of pedestals. We did one a couple weeks ago where the customer wanted it in their driveway. They had they rented out cars, and they had a couple, and they didn't want to pull them in the driveway, the garage. So we put a whole pedestal out at the driveway, and they just plugged it in there instead of going into the garage. So yeah, so there's so many options.
I had to go out of town this past weekend. I was in Corpus Christi, Texas, and had to call an Uber because of this stupid eclipse. And they didn't have any rental cars at all because Corpus Christi was the first area in the United States that the eclipse came over that you could see. I was not there for that. I was there on the family issue, but no hotels. Hotel rooms went up 3 times the rate. They had no rental cars, and so we called an Uber, and it was a Tesla that was an electric. And it took me 5 minutes to figure out how to open the door on that thing. So I will not be getting an electric vehicle anytime soon. That's for sure. So, but you even do some other things like as simple as helping to install ceiling fans and that kind of stuff, or wiring them for a ceiling fan, because I know it's really popular to have what it would be 2 switches. You'd have one for the light and one for the fan itself.
Right.
Is that something you do get a lot of calls on? Is that?
Yeah, kind of like Curtis has a little saying on his FBK building there, big or small, we do them all.
Right.
So whether it's just a simple switch that's not working, an outlet that's loose and needs some attention, to the ceiling fans, we do a lot of these newer homes, Pulte and Beezer and all that. They don't customize for people, so a lot of people go in. They want all new lights. So that's one of our favorite things, because it's just the most bang for your buck to walk in and have all those new lights that aren't builder grade and stuff like that.
And some of those lights don't even work like they're supposed to. That's for sure. So, but anyway, we're gonna take a break here right quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how Wired Electric can put your mind at ease at some of the services they provide. So stick with us, guys. GBN Live. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strain Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strain Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group, because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. Welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and today we have with us Tim Gould with Wired Electric here in Myrtle Beach. He's part of our Myrtle Beach chapter. We do want to take a second to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group. You can reach them online at 843, or you can call them at 843-492-5422, or you can reach them online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. They are a real estate attorney as well as helping you do your wills and trust, and they want to be your trusted choice. If you have any questions for Tim today or for GBN, please type them in the comments and we'll do our best to get those on air. You can do that by giving permission at streamyard.com/Facebook. All right, Tim, so we're coming back here. So let's say I'm a residential client and I need services from anything, like I said, changing out an outlet, hanging lights or putting in new lights, or if I want my whole entire house wired again, what's that process look like for me as a client?
So I'm very, very customer oriented. So we're trying to make it as easy as we can. There's so many ways you can contact us. You know, we can do text, we can do emails, Facebook Messenger. You can message me personally. You can call the office. Again, it's whatever's better for the customer. But the process is pretty simple. You call up. Lauren answers my phones. She's going to get all your information. We're going to give you some options on times and days, what works better with your schedule. And then when that comes, we set up for a tech to go out there. All of our techs are trained. I consistently doing training and all that stuff with my technicians to bring the best customer service out there. And then when it goes, we offer upfront pricing. So tech will come up to your house that day of. You'll go over your list of stuff and all that. We'll do a performance and safety assessment because we want to make sure everything that we're touching is safe and your home is safe when we leave. And then after that, we give upfront pricing on what we're going to do and what you want, and then we go from there.
Yeah, that sounds pretty simple.
Very simple.
We had his phone number up there, and I'm sorry I didn't say it, but you can reach the office at 843-492-5000. Great number. You were able to get a great telephone number there. Yeah, it's hard to do. Trust me, I've tried. So that's pretty cool. So now I'm on the commercial side. There's sometimes I know that if you're having to do certain things on the commercial side, and I know this from being with the fire department, permits. And sometimes that's a pain in the butt to get, and sometimes it's a long process to get. Is that something that you handle all for the client on that end? Does the client need to get it? How's that work?
The only thing the client needs to do on any of the permit stuff is they have to sign a form giving us authorization.
Gotcha.
So as soon as we get that authorization, Lauren in the office, again, does the permits. Today she went down to Conway to get a permit for Horry County. It was actually for an emergency that we went to a job and the customer's panel was exactly like Curtis's. The breaker was melting. So within maybe an hour, she was able to get out to Horry County, get a permit, get Sandy Cooper scheduled to shut off power and all that stuff. On the commercial side of it, if it is a commercial, it's a little bit tougher to get permit. It depends if you're renting the building, if you are the owner, who's giving us authorization, stuff like that. We've done a decent amount of hotels and stuff, and sometimes that takes a couple days, a week to get a permit to figure out who's in charge.
But you may mention having a power company turning the power off. If it's an emergency situation, can you pull a breaker yourself, or can you at least shut the power off to the building?
It depends.
Yeah.
Sandy Cooper, Horry Electric, none of them will give us permission to cut that little tag outside.
Right.
We'll get a huge fine if we do.
Right.
Up north, we're able to do that if it was an emergency. Down here, we can't. So we're waiting on Sandy Cooper at that point. If we're at your house and we see a real emergency, then we call them. And
they are pretty good at getting out because they have a crew that does nothing but that. So usually they can get there pretty quick. I know that from being with the fire department because they wouldn't let us do that either. Yeah. So a lot of times we had a pole that we would like hit the system and throw a surge and shut it off itself. Helpful tip. Don't do it. Right. I'm just saying, just don't say it. So let's talk about your service area what areas you guys cover? How many people do you have working with you?
So we've got 5 vans, 5 techs right now. We've got Lauren in the office and me. I don't really know what I'm in charge of. But we go all the way up to Ocean Isle.
Oh,
We do
wow.
about an hour from Carolina Forest here. So we'll go up to Ocean Isle. We go down to Polly's. We've done work in Deberdew. We don't like going over the bridge.
Right.
That ends up adding a little too much time. Conway, Aner, Loris. But I mean, there's so many people in Myrtle Beach that a lot of times we're just in Myrtle Beach for
Right.
days
Sure.
on end.
Sure. Especially with the way it's growing. So basically, you cover the entire Grand Strand and then a little bit more north.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you provide 24-hour emergency service?
So we don't.
Okay.
It's been talked about, but again, I got a family. I don't want to be really
Sure.
going out. So a lot of times we'll tell people to call our competitors because we don't want to do that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, but everybody in my company has families. So.
Yeah. Well,
It's
and you
tough.
know, it's rare that something has to be done at midnight unless it's, you know,
A really hazard.
a real hazard. You're right, and that's going to take more than just a quick fix anyway. So as long as you can stop the bleed, if you will, for
Yeah.
a moment. So
At some point we'll get a little bit more. Five techs is a little tough
It's
to
tough,
do
yeah.
emergency. You know, some of those bigger companies have 20, 30. So
yeah. So how do you? All right, so now we're going to get put Tim on the spot here and do our rapid fire. So it's just so that we can get to know you a little bit better
Excellent.
and that kind of stuff. So what was your first job?
my first official paying job was McDonald's.
McDonald's.
But like I said, I was in the construction industry, so I was 10 years old working on job sites with my grandfather.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that we all started young, didn't we? Our generation did anyway.
I was
so.
pulling trash barrels with horsehair plaster. You ever dealt
Oh,
with
wow.
how heavy that is?
Yeah.
That's heavy
Wow.
at a young age.
Yeah, you must have been a strong kid. Night owl or an early bird?
Early bird. 4:30, going to the gym by 5.
Nice, nice. Dog or a cat person?
I don't like answering this, but I'll go with the dog.
Okay. Dark or milk chocolate?
Milk.
Yeah, most guys like milk chocolate. I agree. Your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Favorite word or phrase?
I really liked y'all.
Y'all.
Yeah,
It's a southern thing. So yeah.
I really adapted to it. I like
Yeah,
it.
good, good. There's I heard somebody, and I hadn't heard this in forever, the other day that said Ewans.
Ewans? Oh,
Yeah.
I just heard that too the other day.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while, but I heard it. So, favorite movie or actor?
Top Gun.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I don't like the newer one as much.
I could watch either one.
Yeah, I guess I'm an original kind of guy anyway. So, favorite song or artist?
Oh, it depends on. Right now, I'm a Hardy fan. Country.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Adapted to country.
I
a
like
lot.
the country side of him. I'm not crazy about the, I guess, pop side of him.
Yeah, I like the rock pop country.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some that I. Well, anyway, favorite vacation spot?
Costa Rica.
Yeah, I like Costa Rica too. My daughter just got back from a mission trip there.
Oh, really?
So yeah. Favorite mobile app?
It's probably gonna have to be my software we use at work. We use Service Titan.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just got everything in it that we need.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. So, all right. Well, cool. Well, that's how you get to know Tim a little bit better. So, awesome. So, let's see here. Bring up the right one. So, I was going to ask is what makes Wired Electric different than other companies, especially like national type companies or something?
So I'm trying to, again, I'm family oriented, so I'm trying to make Wired as family oriented as we can. We're very open. We have meetings very often. I want to make the best working atmosphere for all of my techs. Again, we do training. There's not much for schooling down here.
Right.
It's not required. So therefore, a lot of the people they only know what they've been taught, and I want to change that. So we work on the code a lot. We work on safety, wiring, different things. I mean, a lot of people don't even know how to wire pool equipment down here.
Right.
And I mean, families are swimming in that stuff. So we practice on that. We train on that. We do live skills on that sort of stuff. And then again, customer service. We are trying for the best customer service. Once you call us once, I don't feel like you need to ever call us again. We'll do the rest.
Sounds great. Well, guys, if you want to get in touch with Tim and Wired, you can do that by calling 843-492-5000, 843-492-5000, or you can visit their website at wiredsc.com, wiredsc.com. Tim, before we go, tell us a little bit about what referral networking means to you, and specifically how you feel about GBN.
I love GBN. I fell in love with my group. I'm in the Myrtle Beach group, which is a very large one. But I fell in love with it. I traveled to a couple others, walked in Myrtle Beach, and I was like, this was it. But networking is probably 50% our customer calls. My group is amazing at doing tagging me on Facebook. I mean, people just be like, I see you all over the place on Facebook.
Right.
And that's just priceless, along with their local referrals and all that sort of stuff. And I've gone to other networking companies and stuff before, and GBN's just, it's been the best. It's been the easiest. It's oriented, but it's also a little flexible for the fun part of it. And
right.
And then the Tuesday night GBN networking groups are
after hours
awesome too. So
yep.
Loved everything about it. I've been here for 10 months now, maybe 9 months.
Wow, has it been that long?
Oh, I feel like
it's hard. Well, it's hard to keep up with. It is. So yeah, well, that's great. Yeah. Well, Tim, thanks for joining us today. And guys, thank you for watching. And remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. We'll see you next time.
GBN rocks.